Hi guys, welcome and thank you for joining. If you are new here, I'm excited you are here. And if you're returning, I'm super excited to have you back. My name is Katie Klein, and today's topic is something I like to call active legacy. In continuing the conversation on influence, and if you haven't seen the video on imitation and influence, I highly recommend you guys check it out. The topic of legacy is, to me, the next natural step. At some point, we start to ask ourselves, what will we leave the children in our care? Now, before you say, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't leave anyone anything, or that's a topic for rich people and I'm not there right now. Consider legacy as having nothing to do with money. Let's rethink legacy as a theme of principles, examples, actions, and learnings. We all leave a legacy. The question is it one worth passing down? Is it one worth leaving? Is it clear? Is it discussed as such? What your family's legacy is? Is it encouraged? I did not realize that my family had a legacy until both my grandmothers passed away. I don't think anyone in our family would have guessed we had a legacy until that day, the day of my grandmother's funeral. I also uncovered some similarities between my mother's side of the family and my dad's side of the family that I had never thought of before. While speaking at my grandmother's service, I recalled the preparations that were made when my dad's mother came to visit. My mom would make sure that our nice teacups were ready. My dad was still building his career at the time, so I remember we only had one or two really nice teacups. But my mom would make sure they were ready so my grandmother could have her coffee in a nice teacup the way she liked it. My grandmother would walk out so smoothly in her gown and her robe, always from Nordstrom's, her favorite store, and I would ask and wait steadfastly for a sip of her cup of coffee. Somehow, my grandmother was the only coffee drinker in my entire family, and from her, I learned that I like coffee too. So it was a real treat to get a sip when she came down from Oregon to visit. I was only 4 or 5 then, but I have always remembered this particular visit. It was in that moment at her funeral, thinking of all the things she had accomplished, when it came to me that many of those things she possessed, she passed down to her children and her grandchildren. My grandmother left a legacy. She never made more than $15 an hour at a job. But she was confident, elegant, classy, bold, gentle, industrious, entrepreneurial, and a steadfast follower of Jesus. She purchased 12 rental properties in addition to her own house. She helped my dad by investing in him when he was first starting to build his business, and lent her principles and ambitions to many other areas. Stepping back to look at the bigger picture, I have 4 industrious, classy grandparents, each with their own story. If I choose to look past their many flaws, I can see many similarities and foundations that come from both sides to make up my family legacy. As in many areas of life, if you don't know you possess something great, you will live and act as though you don't have it. So if you don't know your particular legacy exists, you're probably living and acting like you don't have it. Who you are as a family is something that needs to be discussed, talked about, cherished, and exhorted. It is a part of your identity. Even if you have come from the worst family in the world, I encourage you to look beyond all the issues and destructive choices, decisions, and actions to see the skills that were in each individual, even if they didn't get to use them for good. I am sure that those same skills that many have gone unused or used for destructive things may be prevalent in your family today and being used for constructive things now, for very good things. It is still a testament to who you are and the strengths you possess, the strengths you may want to highlight for yourself and for the generations after you, and for those learning from you. We all have a past and a future. Capture it, talk about it, cherish it, live it. Be sure to hit that bell, subscribe, and until next time, have an amazing week.